Hey there and welcome, it's Claire here and I'm really excited to be chatting with you today. As always, I love these vlogs and I love the chance to connect with you in this way. So today what I want to talk to you about is the idea of passion. Passion and purpose, I guess. It's kind of all coined together for me. And what keeps ringing in my mind is something I remember reading in one of Brené Brown's books. And it was the idea that that we're never extraordinary enough. That we have to be these big, bold, dynamic individuals making waves in the world and doing huge, amazing, crazy things. And let me just say here as a side note, that's completely awesome and cool if that's your bag. And if that's what you're called to do. And if that's what feels like your journey, great. But I really love how Brené Brown gets us to consider what the heck is wrong with just having a humble, simple, everyday existence. What's wrong with that? Why do we have this intensity around the idea that I'm not enough and my life is not worth anything unless it's big and bold and dynamic and crazy and, making waves and doing all that sort of special stuff? And it's kind of tied into a book that I'm reading at the moment, which is called Quiet by Suzanne Cain. I think I've given you the right name there. And the book is about introverts. And it's about celebrating the introverted personality in a world, as she says, in a world that can't stop talking. Now, I'm not sure if you can tell this about me, but I'm actually quite introverted. I have a lot of extroverted qualities. Most people are mixed. There really isn't a hard line where you're either left or right. But in terms of how I process information and in terms of how I live my life, generally the predominant side for me to muscle up towards is introverted. And what I find really interesting about what Suzanne Cain presents in the book, I've only read half of it so far, but she talks about this clear shift in the 20th century where we went from the kind of culture that really appreciated and heralded a very different set of values, kindness and chivalry and gentlemanliness, is that a word? And privacy and respect. And then there's this kind of switch around about when Dale Carnegie kind of gets out into the world and does his teaching you how to be a public speaker kind of vibe. And I guess it comes with industrialization and, this new modern world kicking in. And this switch is all about a whole new set of values, which is excitable and engaging and flamboyant and free and alive and captivating and bold and interesting. So, you kind of go from this one period where everything is much more inward and reflective. The culture is very about you as a person and how you choose to live your life inwardly, and of course how that affects people around you to some extent, to the flip side of that, which is your engagement with the world around you and how the world sees you and how the world perceives you as a person in your job, in your life, in your relationships. So this clear shift she talks about really starts to highlight that we go from being okay, this is my interpretation, we go from being okay with this slightly ordinary, happy, cruisy kind of life to I now need to be more extraordinary than that person or than I ever was before. I really need to amp it up. I need to step up my game and I need to be brilliant and amazing. And I need the world to see that. And I'm not saying any of that is wrong. I'm just witnessing that unfold in this book and through what I've read through Brené Brown, and I'm starting to realize, wow, it really kind of explains a lot that is happening in our culture from this never enough attitude. I don't have enough because the world around me has been teaching me that I need to be extraordinary and then I'll be enough. But what I want to incite in you today is this feeling that you already are enough and that you are already extraordinary. Whether you are an introvert or an extrovert, whether you are on TV as a presenter from some incredible show or whether you just like watching TV, whether you are a superstar in social media or whether you just like to engage with people and connect one-on-one. I just want you to start to feel the extraordinariness of you in every way possible, and to start to really realize that everything you ever want and ever need you already have, and living your life from that space might be enough, might be more than enough. Now, to bring this full circle all the way back to passion and purpose, I know you're probably thinking, what has this got to do with passion and purpose? There is this really intense energy out there at the moment of, I must figure out what I'm meant to do on this earth. And that's cool, I get that, because I have had that intense feeling for such a long time, and in my early 20s it used to just drive me bananas. But what I want to say here is maybe what you're meant to do is just to live as the extraordinary being as that you are, and to live life to the fullest, and to freaking soak it up, and to just revel in it and just love it. Love life without there being a specific destination or a specific goal or a specific creation. And there's two things I need to say off this. Maybe that leads you to a different kind of passion and purpose that you could never anticipated, simply by being okay with your current humble existence, simply by being okay with the ordinariness of your extraordinary life. Or maybe you realize that your striving for passion and purpose was futile because you're actually already quite passionate with the life that you have now, or that you're actually more than happy to find passion and purpose in what you have already. So this is just a different way of looking at passion and purpose. By all means, get out there, do something, try different courses, study different things, experiment, play. That's what I did, and it led me to yoga teacher training and coaching and EFT and the person that you're looking at right now. But I also think sometimes just be okay with where you're at now and embrace your beautiful, humble, incredible existence as it is already, and realize that it's already extraordinary, and that you don't have to worry and you don't need to be concerned by how the world perceives you. It doesn't matter. Who the heck cares what the rest of the world thinks of you, as long as you feel good as you and who you are and what you're doing and contributing in your life. Sometimes we just have to focus on me, myself, and I, and that is enough. You are enough, and you're extraordinary. Okay, so if any of my ramblings made sense to you, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your comments below. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on passion and purpose, and how you feel about the idea of just accepting where you're at now, and instead of hunting down your passion and purpose like a deer in the headlights, can you just accept that you are extraordinary and that who you are at this moment is more than enough, and you could be happy with that? Could that be possible? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that down below in the comments, and anything else you'd like to share, of course. Alright, thank you so much for listening, and so much love to you. Bye.